So right now we are developing Stage specifically and related products to better diagnose the patient. We just don't want to produce prettier pictures. We want to produce quantitative data so the doctors draw better conclusions. And if they can diagnose the patient better, then they can potentially treat the patient better. This is particularly true for stroke, traumatic brain injury, dementia, Parkinson's disease, and multiple sclerosis. We have specifically unique biomarkers to look at in each of those diseases. Structural biomarkers, functional biomarkers, quantitative biomarkers that we are developing to address all these diseases. Critically, understanding the changes in the brain often leads to better treatment. So for example, let me take Parkinson's disease, where usually by the time you begin to get symptoms, you've lost about 50% of the neuromelanin in your brain. If we can measure neuromelanin and the iron content changes associated with that, we may be able to stage where you are in the disease. There may be certain drug treatments that depend on how far along you are. If you're early in that stage, certain drugs like levodopa may work very well. If you're too late in that stage, that drug may not work. If we can follow that development of the disease quantitatively now, then we can make a huge difference for the neurologist in deciding what to do with those patients. If you were to go in the magnet today and I found out that you had lost 40% of your neuromelanin already, then we might even start thinking of the prodromal consequences of this. Can we do something for you to prevent you from losing any more neuromelanin? Because if it takes a 50 to 60% loss to start producing symptoms, if you could prevent that loss now, then maybe you'll never develop Parkinson's disease. So, there are all sorts of questions like this you can ask if you have that capability. I think the critical thing for us is, we're doing a lot of research on this, so we don't need FDA approval to do research. But I will tell you, practically speaking, you learn 10 times more by getting a product out into the clinical hands, because then it's getting used every day. The doctors will notice things we never noticed.